Sorry guys that I did that wrong, but we're going to start all over. Stays all day Shay. Let's do work and play A, because everybody has skin. Okay, so you want nice, soft, luscious skin, and you want to smell great at the same time. Be sure to order some of my Stays All Day Shay from theskinbutterstore.com, or you come down to the Skin Butter Store at 11107 Burbank Boulevard in North Hollywood, and you can buy it yourself. We're closed on Monday and Tuesday. Other than that, we're open 10:30 to 6:30. Okay, I'm going to a market. We're not going to answer that. I'm going to a market. Peter Michael Bobby doesn't call me anymore on that phone. Remember when he used to call me on that phone? I don't know who that is. It's spam. Okay, because I never give that number out. All right. So anyway, guys, so make sure you do Stays All Day Shay. Okay, so I did Brandon's song, and I'm just going to start this video all over. I'm sorry that I'm going to repeat, but I have to redo the song. Okay, play your song again, Brandon. He's, oh my God, he sounds so much like his father, Michael, and it's such a great song. I don't care if I don't make the regular 30 cents that I make by having a copyright in copyright. He can have the copyright. Okay, so this is Brandon's song. Okay, and it is so good. It is so excellent. It's so good. He sounds just like Michael. So we're going to preview it.
Like a movie in my mind. Guess you finally reached the climax, and I just want to rewind. Know that I said some things that I hope you know I didn't mean, and it feels like a bad dream. Oh yeah, but somehow it's paradise. Me missing you makes me feel like I've waited for the sun to rise, but I'm still stuck in endless night. So maybe call it what it is. I never felt like this, so crazy. It's not good, but I know I feel it in my soul. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Gotta pull myself together.
Oops. Okay. So thank you, Brandon. That is such a great song. That he sounds just like his father, Michael. How can we deny Brandon? Seriously. I'm just saying. Okay. So the reason why I decided to come back so soon on this is because of a comment that I had gotten on my video, my last video. And the comment is from... I saved them all. Now I'm ready for it. Okay, the comment is from Roxana O'Brien 4936. She says, in the credits, you mentioned David Guest, and then Guest, marker 2747. Is he the same guy who was married to Liza Minnelli at one point? Yes, he was. So she was like, I thought she had said, did I misspeak or something? But I guess that was changed. Let's see. Yes, he was. Okay, let's see where that is. Okay. So anyway, so I went back and I listened to that, and I thought she said I misspoke. I swear I thought that's what she said. But anyway, so I went back to review it because if I make corrections, let me tell you guys, if I misspeak, I'm speaking for an hour. Okay, and I'm going fast. I'm usually under pressure with time. So sometimes I misspeak. So I go back and I listen to it. And if I need to make a material correction, that means something important, I will put it in the comments, or I'll put it in the description that I'm making corrections. So you guys, sometimes I make corrections on things. And so I went back and I'm listening to this, and let's go ahead and let's play it. Your work and dedication. Angel, what is that, Angel? Oh, no, that's Dr. Heat. Angel was the name of a website. And then here we go, John Bronca, and then Frank Key, David Guest, who did a Death Hoax video, Dead or Alive. He did, that was the production that did a Michael special. Dead or Alive Productions. That's in the Alive docuseries. Okay. So anyway, so just to clear that up, right? Just to clear that up. This is the film I'm talking about, Michael Jackson, The Life of an Icon. Okay. It is a story about Michael Jackson's life. Okay. The hoax part of it is it was produced by Dead or Alive Productions, which I believe David Guest was giving us a wink, wink, nod, nod, or wink, nod, smile, which is what Michael did with Justin Bieber. You got to watch the Alive docuseries, okay, to get a lot of this stuff, right? So this was what I was talking about, this film, okay? Now, so the part that was the hoax for me was it was called Dead or Alive Productions, or Dead or Alive Films. So when I went and I looked up Dead or Alive Films to kind of show you guys that, you know, I didn't mean to call it a death hoax video. I meant to say the death hoax name of the documentary was Dead or Alive Films, Dead or Alive Productions. So here we go. So when I went to AI hours ago, it's been corrected, but when I went to AI and I put in Michael Jackson, The Life of an Icon, is a 2011 documentary film about Michael Jackson that's not a dead or alive film, but rather a tribute that covers his entire life from his childhood with the Jackson 5 to his death in 2009. Okay, he didn't die in 2009. Okay, I have proven that every which way is possible. Then I also asked them, was The Life of an Icon a Dead or Alive Productions? Not a Dead or Alive Productions about the life of the King of Pop. It was directed by blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to be clear that I meant Dead or Alive Productions. That was the name of the film company that made this documentary that David Guest was a part of, right? So then I went ahead and I did this. I went through my stuff and I put in David Guest. David Guest. Okay. And here it is. David Guest. And here it is. Okay. So here's David Guest. And the name of his production company was Dead or Alive Films. And let me make it bigger. And Dead or Alive Films have had an honor of working with David Guest Productions, Inc., on what is set to be the definitive story of the King of Pop life, told for the first time for those in his inner circle, rare and exclusive interviews with the King of Pop's mother and other family members, as well as fellow musicians, superstars from all eras of his life, deliver this incredible story in a way that's never been seen before. DOAF's Andrew Estelle has been privileged to work as director of the film alongside producer David Guest. Okay, sound, lighting, blah, blah, blah. So he teamed up with a guy that has a production company called Dead or Alive Films. Okay, I don't make this stuff up. You know, I just want to make sure people understand that I don't make this stuff up. Okay, so let's go back just a little bit, because one of these has the guy. It has produced by David Guest and directed by Andrew Estelle. It doesn't say that Andrew Estelle in this owns Dead or Alive Films, so it's kind of tricky and misleading. So I wanted to make sure I clarified that, okay? Now, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that I'm not making up that it was produced by Dead or Alive Films, okay? Directed. It was the film company, Dead or Alive Films, which to me is a wink, wink, nod, nod, right? Is Michael dead or alive? In the documentary, Michael Jackson, The Life of an Icon, produced by Dead or Alive Films. I don't make this stuff up. Okay, so if you want to go a little bit further into this, I want you guys to see this. Okay, this is the end of the film.
His family.
Okay, this is the end of the film.
I love you. Can I have a big hug?
Okay, let's go to the beginning, because this is with, it's only 4 minutes.
And his family.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I love you. Can I have a big hug?
Of course.
Wait for it. That's Andrew Eastel. Wait for it. Production services. Did you see it? Go back just a little bit. There it is. Production services, Dead or Alive Films. Okay, I don't make stuff up. That is the actual, because I went back and I looked this up. Okay, I went back and I looked this up. So things can be really tricky and really misleading in this death hoax. It's really for a keen mind, somebody who looks at the facts and doesn't skim information and doesn't just look for the quick answers. Somebody who actually goes to the specific documentary. Okay, here is the disc. Okay, I just recorded that out of there. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear that Life of an Icon, it was produced by Dead or Alive Films. Okay, I can say that because it says production services, Dead or Alive Films. Okay, also the director owned Dead or Alive Films. Okay, so David Guest, of all people, with The Life of an Icon, you're going to team up with a guy that has a company called Dead or Alive Films? I consider that a death hoax. I don't consider that a coincidence because remember Jermaine? He said there's no such thing as coincidences. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, Jermaine, coincidences. Coincidence. How about Jermaine tweet? Jermaine's tweet. Okay, he tweeted there's no such thing as a coincidence. Okay, let's see if I can find that. No. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to look here. Let's put in Jermaine here. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Jermaine's tweet. Ooh, I got a lot of Jermaine. I better put tweet in here. Jermaine, I think it's here. Let's put coincidence. Working on it. Here it is. Here it is. With a wink at the end. Okay. This was January 22nd, 2012. Peter Michael Bobby first called me January 15th, 2012. So this is 1 week later. Okay. And we're getting ready to go see. He posted a picture of hot chocolate. Remember? And Chris Tucker tells the story of hot chocolate at the Grauman's Chinese Michael event. Okay, where Prince, Paris, and Blanket, I don't know why they get they're not superstars, in their hands and feet in cement, because I think that's what it was. Because they're not stars. They didn't earn it. Michael did, right? But anyway, so here's Jermaine's tweet, and they were children. Okay, yes, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And then he leaves a wink emoji. That's a semicolon and a part of a parenthesis. Okay, one side of a parenthesis. This was Jermaine. Yes, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Okay, all right. So we cannot see death hoax clues and not say that they are coincidences. Okay, so now let's do another Google search of what was his name? Mark Eastel? Mark, was that his name? Let's go back. Let me go back to Facebook and let me see what his name is. His name is Andrew. Andrew. I'm going to tell you guys a riddle, okay? My father taught this to me, and every Andrew I have to put through this. I'm sorry. I'm just going to sidebar a little bit. Okay, my father is going to be 93 January 1st. When I was a little girl, he taught me this little riddle, and I never, ever forgot it. And he's even amazed that I remember it to this day. Ready? As I was walking down London Bridge, I met a man. He tipped his hat and drew his cane. Now his name I told you. Okay, you guys can figure it out. So now let's look up, let's Google Andrew Eastle. Okay, let's Google Andrew Eastle. Okay, Andrew Eastle. Let's see, and film director. Okay, he's a film director and producer. And let's see if he still uses the name Dead or Alive Productions. Here he is. He's a good producer. Andrew Easter. Okay, he's a great producer. He does a lot of good work. Okay, and this is his website. I like him. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're almost, there it is, The Life of an Icon he did, okay, and his other work, and looks like he hasn't changed his copyright since 2021. Okay, so you still working? Or did the documentary business not really, get you where you needed to go? So now that's his official website, so now let's do his Internet Movie Database. And let's see, contact info, my life of an icon, and let's see if it says anything about Dead or Alive Productions. Okay, all cap production and box office. Let's see if they've scrubbed it, because I think things are being scrubbed. I don't want a new membership. I am already a member. I am a member. So I can't see everything, but I do not see the Dead or Alive production. So did he just name it Dead or Alive? Just for, let's Google again. I'm gonna go to Google. Okay, Google. And let's put Andrew Eastle, and then let's put Dead or Alive Films. Let's see if he still uses that name. Continue. Is the name of his production, not the film adaptation of a video game. Okay, so it says here, Andrew Easton is an active television and documentary filmmaker and is alive. Dead or Alive Films is the name of his production company, not the film adaptation of a video game. So that's where we have Dead or Alive Films. Okay? So under Dead or Alive Films, they said, of course, Michael Jackson, The Life of an Icon. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was not making stuff up, okay? And let you guys clarify what I meant by that. Dead or Alive Films History. Here it is, Dead or Alive Films History. Let's see how many films he did. Dead or Alive Limited Liability Company. Followed this company, but let's see. It was started... let's go off, because that film goes back to 2011. So it was incorporated November 19, 2010. So did he name it Dead or Alive Films? Because the project, this came out in 2011. Okay, I'm just saying. Dead or Alive, follow this company, overview. Dead or Alive, follow this company, the people. Let's just make sure it's the same one. Let me just make sure. Andrew Eastle. So when he incorporated the name Dead or Alive Films, it was right before this came out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, let me show y'all. Let me show you. Okay. Dead or Alive Films Limited Liability Company followed this company. Filing history, Andrew Easto. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Andrew Easto, he is the main guy. Okay, the main guy. Here it is. Here's his stuff. He's from England, British. Okay. And it says filing history. Filing history. So he's done a lot of stuff. So let's go back here to the end. Incorporated, the first name. That means when he first incorporated this company was November 19, 2010. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Here it is right here. Dead or Alive Film. See, I don't play. Okay. 11/17/2010. Okay. Let's go back and make sure that I'm not imagining things for 2011. I'm not imagining things that this came out in 2011. So let's double check. Let's double check. All right. So let's go to Internet Movie Database, Alive here. And when was this released? 2011. So at the end of 2010, he incorporates the name Dead or Alive Films. And is this their first project under the new name Dead or Alive Films? Because this came out in 2011. Okay, release info. United Kingdom, it came out a year later, 2011, 2011, 2011, 2011. When did it come out the United States? 2011. I'm just saying, a year later, and that's about as long as it takes to make a documentary. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm like a year later, it came out. Like a year later, where's the United States? It came out in the United States. Maybe not the United States. United States. Here it is right here. Life of an Icon. So a year later, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I just wanted to be clear because I kind of misspoke a little bit on it. And I just wanted to be clear. And I just wanted to look up the time and the dates. Okay. Of when Dead or Alive Films he collaborated with, when it was incorporated. So was that an intentional death hoax clue? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay? I don't make anything up. Okay? So, let's do, and if it came out in 2011, that means it had to be done like 3-4 months earlier. Okay, I don't know when the copyright of it is. When the copyright of it was, it just says you just do the year. Universal distributed it in 2011. Universal means 3-4 months. Okay, so it was finished probably mid to anywhere from the summer to the fall of 2011, which means you backtrack. They incorporated it. Dead or Alive Films when they were doing Life of an Icon. How fun. How fun, right? All right. So anyway, guys, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Let me go to LA Court again and see if I can get on. Okay, lacourt.org. And then I got to go. I'm going to do an event. Okay, so online services, access a case. Access a case, case info, probate case. And let's do this. And let's see if I can buy it. Let's see if I can buy it. I'll try the other one. I'll try the other one. Because this one didn't seem to let me buy it. So let's go here. And let's go here. Because you know there's 2 dates for that. And yes, it's right here. And let's see if I can buy it now. Okay, I selected it. And let's see if I can buy it. It's $12.20. That is correct. And I want to pay. And I want to put in my name. No, let's do this address. And let's do this. 401. And let's put in my regular ProJR at michaeljacksoninsider.com. And they want me to confirm at michaeljacksoninsider.com. Continue. And I'm going to use this card, and I'm going to put in this. And let's see. Let's see. Payment failed. We detected too many payment attempts at this. Please try again. I am just like, what? How come I can't buy this? Been trying for 2 days. I cannot buy this ruling. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay. So I'm going to have to call them and ask them why I can't buy the ruling. I'll let you know on the next slide. So anyway, how fun to find more and more death hoax clues to secure more and more that it was a death hoax. And I've been doing this now for 16 years. Over 800 death hoax videos. Okay? Finding everything. And how could Michael be alive with everything that we've learned the past 16 years? It just is impossible for it not to be a death hoax, especially with the coroner lying. The inherent defection of identifying the body through a non-existent driver's license. So that's what he said. Somebody had left me a comment saying, can we get Michael Jackson's birth certificate? We don't need it, okay? Because the FBI released the application, Michael Jackson's driver's license application, and I'm going to go through that with you real quick, and then I'm going to go, okay? I have it. Okay, let me do Michael Jackson's driver's license. Driver's license. Let me get Michael's driver's license application. I have the application because the FBI released the application in their files that the one-time attorney Brian Oxman had requested through a Freedom of Information Act. Okay, where's the application, Michael? Where is the application? Here it is, right here. Okay, so when you fill out an application, for a California driver's license, trust me, I live here. I filled out an application. I know how it works. Okay, and he did it probably close to when I did it, because Michael was, oh my God, I think he was like 20. He was well in his 20s when he got his license. I can forget how old he was. But anyway, so this is the application released by the FBI. And it says Michael Joe Jackson. That is his application, his driver's license number. And they don't have a date on here. But this was the application, 5'9", 120 pounds. 8/29/58 in the Havenhurst address. This is his birthday, but the Havenhurst address. And so, Michael Joe Jackson. When you fill that out, you are required to have your birth certificate with you, so they could match up the name and you with that. Okay, so we know that he had to give a driver's license. Okay, he had to give his birth certificate, but the birth certificate is not even that important. Because the coroner said that he named and identified the dead body via a driver's license. Okay, so let's review that in the autopsy. Okay, here we go. He says it 3 times in the autopsy, so they want to make sure. Catherine and Joe, none of the brothers and sisters, none of the nieces and nephews, Spears blanket, nobody identified the body but a driver's license. Okay, and it says here, this is it. Okay, this is part of the autopsy, and it says the body was positively identified as Michael Joseph Jackson by visual comparison to his California driver's license on 6/25/2009. That's inherently defective, which means it's defective from the very beginning. Okay, and there is even his last driver's license. I'm going to show you. Okay, this one is the one that TMZ went and got. Okay, TMZ. This was the last copy of what we're allowed to get, if we're not him, as proof of a driver's license. And he filled it out on 7/21/2005. 7777 and 7. Okay, and it's the name Michael Joe Jackson. It is stamped with the Department of Motor Vehicle, and you can see the watermark for TMZ. Okay, you see that? There is no driver's license in the name of Michael Joseph Jackson. It does not exist. Okay, so that is the point. That how could he positively identify a dead body through a driver's license, named and identified through a driver's license that does not exist? Now, let me look up inherent defects. Let's look up that term. Let's go to Google. And what does inherent defect mean according to California law? Okay, let's see what that means according to California law. Okay. Let's read it together. In California, inherent defect can refer to a product, which is the coroner's report, with a flawed design, which he says he named and identified the body through a driver's license, or building, blah, 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 blah. It's a problem that is internal to the product or structure itself. See, the product or the structure itself, which is the autopsy. Not caused by external forces, it may manifest as a result of poor design or whatever. They're talking about buildings. Okay, but this is an inherent, in California, products, the inherent defect can lead to liability for the manufacturer, while a building inherent defect can be the basis for construction of a defect claim. Okay, so inherent defects don't just mean buildings. It means any product. So the autopsy is inherently defective. Oh, also, there is no driver's license in the name of Michael Joseph Jackson with the same birthday and the same address. Doesn't exist. Okay? So the coroner has purposely, intentionally, and maintained a lie for 16 years, saying that he identified that body through a driver's license, but the driver's license he named and identified the body, it does not exist. So we got to go all the way back. So everything after that has to be questioned. Everything after that must be questioned. So inherent defects is what the coroner is guilty of. Okay, so I just wanted to insurance law. Let's see what else. Okay. The specific legal implication of an inherent defect can vary significantly depending on the legal context. In effect, landlord-tenant disputes, insurance claim, personal injury, lawsuits. So the coroner, County of Los Angeles, has lied to the world and said that Michael told us the king of pop, who is Michael Joe Jackson, is dead. Okay? But they called him Michael Joseph Jackson on purpose as part of the hoax. Okay? And then more. Okay? So I just wanted to kind of go through that. I hope I said it right. I got to listen again because sometimes I misspeak with the Joe and Joseph. But you guys know that his real name is Michael Joe Jackson. And there's not one death document, not one, that uses the full name of Michael Joe Jackson. Not one. Not one death document uses the name of Michael Joe Jackson. They all use the name, the fake name, the assumed name, the wrong name of Michael Joseph Jackson. So how can we really believe that he is dead? Plus everything that we've learned since then. All right, guys. I love you all, but I gotta go. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.